I'm just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry, and I'm not throwing away my shot. We're gonna rise up in time and take a shot.
Go get him.
Rise up in time and take a shot. We're gonna rise up. It's time to take a shot.
What a crowd. Congratulations. This is a great day here, and I know you're going to have a great time going forward. I'd like to say good morning to everyone, and thank you, everyone, for the honor and privilege of being this morning's keynote speaker. Firstdata has been a long-time corporate ally and supporter of Out and Equal, and I personally am deeply appreciative of all that you do for the LGBT community and for your efforts to create workplaces free of discrimination. Personally, I'm always reflective as a CEO and chairman that I am the one who is asked to speak on behalf of Firstdata. By no means am I the one doing the work. I can set a platform, I can create an opportunity, but it takes an army to make our workplace more diverse and inclusive every day. As you heard some before, when I first joined Firstdata in 2013, diversity and inclusion was not a focus or priority. And I think about so many things in my life that gives me the honor to be here with you today. And when I think about these things, I start out by saying, and I say it all the time, in 1998, as my mother passed, and I gave some parting words to those who attended, the last thing I said was that Mom practiced diversity and inclusion before there were words used quite regularly. And as I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, which I considered a very integrated operating environment, I grew up the son of an orphan. I went on to go to school in Kansas. Now, you don't need to really do a lot of studying to understand there's not a lot of Italians from Brooklyn and Kansas. And so I many times had a path in my life where I was different. And as a leader, when I got the opportunity to lead, I understood the value of diversity. And I'm proud to say that today, diversity and inclusion is a priority. And it comes in all different ways. It's all across this room. But I frequently, when I address groups, whether it's my pride group, which I'm so proud of, that Cindy leads, whether it's a women's council, whether it's a veterans group, I think about everyone, even who's within that group, is different. We come from different households, we come from different backgrounds. But actually, there's only one thing that matters, that we respect each other and that we help each other. And that was the house I grew up in. And I feel honored to be here and talk to you today about the ability to continue that pursuit, and that a company is a great platform to continue that pursuit through. And so let me tell you about some of our most noteworthy accomplishments. Our diversity and inclusion programs and policies have been lauded by numerous organizations, including right here, Out and Equal, Diversity Inc., Military Times, and GLSEN. In 2013, when I came to the company, we scored a 41% on the Human Rights Campaign's Corporate Equality Index. And like many of the numbers within this company, I believe there was only tremendous upside. In 2014, with Cindy and the whole team's work, we were able to score 100% based on the changes we made in inclusion, including gender identity and transgender benefits. Within our house at Firstdata, we have established 8 unique employee resource groups with over 3,200 owner associates, our employees, more than 10% of our workforce. And I don't by any means think that's nearly enough. Each one of these groups speak to a culture of empowerment, engagement, and inclusion. Unity, Firstdata's ERG for LGBT, has grown tremendously over the last 3 years. And if I had to pick one group that I hear from the most, that we've actually changed their life in the workplace, I'd make it this Unity group. Our owner associates are active members in their communities, and we have partnered with leading organizations such as the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce and Georgia Prospers to fight against legislation that would have been discriminatory to members of the LGBT community. I personally can tell you that I reached out to the governor myself and talked to him about these issues and the importance of it to our company. I'm proud of what we do, and I only think we've scratched the surface. We introduced an enhanced policy that provides parents, regardless of gender, with the necessary time to care for their new child without the worry of financial obstacles that come with unpaid leave. It also distinguishes between primary and secondary caregivers, supporting the company's diverse families. We all made that transformation happen. It was across the whole management team. And not only the leaders that sit at a table with me, but more than 3,000 managers strong have embraced this change. We have many of these leaders sitting in this room, and they fight every day to build workplaces inclusive of all sexual orientations, general identities, and expressions. Thank you for all you do. I'm a deep believer that when we provide an environment that allows our team members to be themselves, they're more productive. They're eager to take on new challenges and incentivized to remain loyal to our organization. At Firstdata, we recognize that operating as a responsible corporate citizen is both an opportunity to do good, do the right thing, and a full commitment. I firmly believe that workplace inclusion is not just the right thing to do because it's good for business and employees, and let me tell you why. One, I firmly believe it is good for the company. It's good for the P&L of the company. It's good for the bottom line of the company. Studies have shown that companies with more diverse workforces make more money. It's not the reason we went on this journey, but sure good to know that all our initiatives line up, from shareholders to those who work. McKinsey found that companies in the top quartile for racial and ethnic diversity are 35% more likely to have above average financial returns. Number two, our clients are diverse. I mean, it is so simple, right? Those that we serve are equal to us. And if we do not have a mentality that is there for our clients and that we walk the walk and talk the talk, we cannot prosper. Companies with diverse teams bring greater value to clients by opening them up to new possibilities, ideas, and perspectives. diversity and inclusion drive innovation. Diversity of thought, I'm a big believer in you start with diversity of thought, and it drives product development, innovation, and helps facilitate a more collaborative business environment. A Deloitte study, by the way, I don't buy these consulting studies if you're here, but I know about all of them. I don't know if I'm in trouble for saying that now, but I'm sure you guys will protect me. A Deloitte study found that when employees think their organization is committed and supportive to diversity, they feel included. There's an 83% increase in their ability to innovate. It's no surprise that inclusion brings innovation because it opens up the opportunity for people to be comfortable to talk. It opens up the opportunity for us to be treated equal. Number 4 is important for hiring and retaining talent. A survey by Glassdoor, which by the way I do look at all the time, found that 67% of people said a diverse workforce was an important factor when evaluating companies and job offers. And number 5, millennials expect it. It's expected. Those coming into our workplace today want an open and inclusive environment. It's where they've grown, and it's how they want the place to operate. And for that, they believe they can thrive and their ideas can prosper. The sustainability and growth of business going forward depends on this. This is not an option, but boy, oh boy, it's sure a good thing to do, and it helps you run a better company. Those who don't embrace the shift now are not going to catch up. You cannot leapfrog culture. In less than 10 years, millennials will compromise nearly 75% of the workforce and don't stay in one position for long. They want change, and inclusion and innovation opens up change. Emphasizing diversity and inclusion is the right thing to do because our differences yield positive contributions for a more diverse and vibrant community and allows us to compete better. To me, diversity of thought, diversity of background, diversity of preference, all of these brought to the same table gives power. It gives power to operate. But I do recognize there are many barriers on the path to a more diverse and inclusive workplace. What business leaders must keep in mind is that diversity and inclusion is a multi-year strategy. Every CEO has a platform. I've believed it my whole life that if you have a large responsibility, it is also a platform to do good. It's a platform to make things work right. If each day we make a little progress on this topic, we will all benefit exponentially. Leadership is about leading. It's about leading in the right way and doing it the right way and leading by example by doing the right thing. Running a company, as I said before, is a platform to do good. Out and Equal is about making sure our leaders have the resources, the knowledge, and the support to make sure corporations are doing right by its employees and communities. We must continue to push for greater workplace equality and encourage our peers and partners to do the same, to be inclusive of all sexual orientations, gender identities, and expressions. We need to do more than just welcome LGBT employees to our workplaces. We need policies and programs in place to create more equitable work environments where people can feel safe, where they can be free of discrimination, and strive in environments that accept and love them for who they are as individuals. Many things in companies can have grassroots upbringing. Innovation many times can. Some forms of new thoughts can. But this requires a top-down approach from leadership, in my opinion, and leading by example. I hope my Firstdata employees feel that I have and continue to lead by example in this area, because it's something that I really, really, really care about. It's something that's near and dear to me. It's something that I honestly want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered as I remembered my mom and said, you know, she practiced diversity, that all people were equal and should be treated kind and nicely. And today, never could I imagine that I'd have the opportunity to run a company and build a platform that could be so inclusive. So I congratulate you for what you're doing here. I hope that next year there's twice as many people here. And I thank you again for having me. It's my honor. Thank you very much.